Now we're going to continue up this street for 2 blocks. There's shops all along it, and then we'll take a right and go a couple blocks over that way. So straight we go.
It really pays to get off of the main square and walk around in these little back alleyways. Notice how high the stonework gets in the corner of this ancient Inca palace. The Inca made the finest stone buildings in world history.
So we're going to walk in some of the little back alleys of Cusco. They're mostly for pedestrians, and it's the place where the locals get around from one neighborhood to the next. But there are some cars that come through here, so you just have to be alert, and if a car comes along, you get on the little sidewalk here, and you just be careful. Hello. Hola.
You'll find the people in town are quite friendly. They're just as interested in you as you would be in them. You'll find a number of stores on these side streets offer adventures for sale. For example, you could sign up to hike the Inca Trail.
We've gotten away from the main commercial square and the main busy streets and into the back pedestrian alleys at this point. And they extend in this direction for about 4 blocks. They go up the hillside, and it's a residential neighborhood. And it also goes, as you can see up the hill here, we have a staircase street. Very quaint, very charming. This town, the town of Cusco, has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And you can see why with these ancient, authentic buildings all around you. This would be an example, a good example of the original Inca stone, massive stones. An example of the contrast of the old and the new here. Internet cafes every place in Cusco nowadays. Got to keep in touch with back home via email.
Taking lots of pictures. You can also use those computer rooms for downloading pictures from your camera and storing them maybe on a CD or sending them home so you have more space in your camera for more shooting. Bargaining on the streets is a great activity in Cusco. You can certainly talk them down from their asking price. And postcards are not expensive here. You can usually get like 10 for $1. And this is a guaranteed way to get some good pictures. You can put them in your scrapbook or send them home to your friends. Here's some of the variety of things for sale in the little side alleys. A lot of colorful woolen fabrics. After all, they raise a lot of sheep up here. They do their own weaving and dyeing and designing, and you'll get some traditional fabrics. Look at this lady with the pack on her back. She's a sales lady. Actually, we'll show you in a moment how she is bringing lunch to the shop clerks. She has a bag of potatoes that she carries around, and here is lunch to go Cusco style. Potatoes come out of her sack and into a plastic bag. The clerk waits for her lunch to be prepared. Some salad and some topping and dressing goes onto the potato. Of course, potato is the staple crop of the Andes. This is where the potato came from originally. And you can imagine this is not a very expensive lunch. Let's say the equivalent of about 50 cents. And there it is, lunch, nutritious and delicious, brought right to your door. Notice the cobblestone streets of Cusco. They're really nicely maintained, and the buildings here are really quite clean. And we ran into the school kids just getting out of school, and this is quite a fascinating sight to see. After all, these are Quechua Indian children. Their parents probably didn't have any schooling to speak of. Their grandparents certainly didn't have any schooling. But now it's free and mandatory for all children in the country. With modern education, they're experiencing a time warp in transition from the old society to the future age.
When you're in Cusco, you're going to see a lot of the local residents, the natives, in their local outfits, and it's a baby sheep. She's a shepherd. Are you a sheep girl, shepherd girl? And the custom is you can take photographs with them or take photographs of them, and then you offer a tip as part of the etiquette here. This is one of the ways that they make a living here in Cusco, and it's a very colorful site. So, muchas gracias. Okay, thank you.
Well, that's some easy money for the locals and some great photos for the traveler. So really, you should take some pictures of these folks. They love it, and you'll be happy when you get home and see the prints. And get off the streets into the little courtyards for some more picture opportunities. You'll see more Inca walls, and here's an alley that has some of the best Inca stonework ever created. Contrast with this more recent crude stone construction. You'll be able to distinguish pretty quickly between the original Inca wall and the more modern walls that are found. It's a nice variety as you walk around town into these little courtyards as well. We're going to turn in and enjoy a final night's sleep and then get up the next morning for a final breakfast at this spectacular place, and then continue on our journey down to Lima. You're watching a tour of South America with the Hawaii Geographic Society. We began our tour in the Amazon, and we continued on to Rio and to Buenos Aires and Iguazu Falls, and then we flew over to Peru.